Do you want to? I'm on a call. Can you take the dog? Duke, go in the house. Sorry. Okay. Good morning, ladies. I have a little bit of stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about, like with Shaun Week, and like how, moving forward from Shaun Week and how to continue like with an upward trajectory and, benefiting from this whole Shaun Week idea and using it to grow your business. And then I am recording, so anybody that couldn't get on, hopefully you're listening in. And then I wanted to touch a little bit on day launch too. And I know that's kind of overwhelming for a lot of us. Like, how am I even supposed to build a business in the UK when I'm trying to build a business here in America? So I wanted to touch on that a little bit because I have some really great stuff to share about that. So first, before we really dive in, let's just go around and do our little victory for the last week and something that has been awesome for you for this past week and a little something to share. So whether it's your personal challengers, business, whatever, we'll just share that real quick. Does anybody want to start?
I go first.
Okay. Hi.
How is everyone?
Good.
Okay. So victories, the Shaun Week has like paid off. I have a couple girls who signed up for the free access that are ready to sign up. So I'm pretty excited about that. So the other victory, or well, not victory, but the other like thing that's really been on my mind. Did anyone else watch that Haley Christensen?
Yeah.
Okay. So the biggest thing that I've taken away from this past week is I don't want to work on commission my entire life. Like, what am I thinking? That I'm just going to sign up challengers every month, like, and that's how I'm going to grow a business, is work on commission. And the other thing that she said that has really stuck with me is I can motivate people all day long. Like, that's great. My posts might be on point. People are like, oh my God, you're so inspiring and motivating, and I love it. But that's it. Like, that's it. That's what I'm just going to keep doing, is just motivating people like by my posts. So I don't know. Those were a couple of the definitely highs.
Sorry. Okay, I fixed it. I just had a new computer.
Oh no, you're fine. That's it. Those were like the things that I've taken away from this week that I'm pretty excited about.
So that video. If you. We've got feedback. Yeah, I'm gonna mute you. I think.
Is it me?
Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Okay. How is it now? Is it better? What about now? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys don't know what is Haley Christians? I knew her from, I was in this Facebook group called I Don't Want to Be a Tree, and it was like 8,000 women, and she was always posting her Beachbody stuff in there, and I seriously was like eye rolling at one of her posts, and I'm like, she's totally trying to hack this group to like steal all these coaches. Well, obviously it worked, because she's a 9-star diamond, and she was a 1-star a year ago, and literally she has an amazing upline who's he's in the Millionaires Club, he's like a founding coach. Which I'm sure helps. But she has just really motivated her team. And what her story is like, if you know her like a lot, or if you know her posts and stuff, she's very like doesn't give a shit. And she basically just posts like, she uses like AF all the time. Like, she's like tired AF, like, and like, that's not my style. So I'm not like, that's not really who I am. But for her, like, she has all these little coaches who that's exactly how she is, like kind of these like, up and coming, younger coaches that are just blowing this business out of the water. And so she just touched on a lot of stuff that really just kind of broke it down in the most simplistic way to run this business. And it's, I can say it all day long, but like sending private messages and talking to people and just starting a conversation about whatever, and then and then when somebody says like, responds to you, and like she was talking about like sending somebody a message, and she's like, oh yeah, like I'm just getting ready to, sorry I didn't respond, I've been working on training for my new group. And somebody will be like, what are you talking about, new group training, whatever? And she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't tell you, like I'm a coach. I like stay at home and like make a crap ton of money just working for my computer or my phone wherever I go, and I travel all the time, and like little things like that. So I mean, that might not be the case for all of us right now, but like to use those little jabs in conversation and just to like kind of put it out there and have somebody intrigued, like, what are you talking about, fitness group, like, and then giving them an in, so that way you can kind of tell them, this is what I do. Like, oh, I didn't tell you, like I'm a health and fitness coach. Like, oh my gosh, you should totally join my group next month. And then kind of just starting and building those relationships. So if you haven't watched that video, I think Deidre posted it in Forever Fit. It's about 40 minutes long, and she's, I mean, good for her. Like, she is just killing it. But I just am really annoyed by like her. I'm sorry, I just am. But I mean, she said a ton of good stuff in there that I think is really super valuable.
She's like super quirky, like total bartender, total hairdresser. She's got pink hair. So I actually saw her probably like 6 months ago, probably through the I Don't Want to Be a Tree or something. And I stalked her page a little bit, and I found her to be super annoying. She's kind of like, okay. Like, she's just really quirky. And it wasn't so much her as it was what she said. So if you can get past that, like, weirdness. So, I mean, she was like taking Adderall. I mean, she's totally like comes across like she's a little fried. So, yeah.
So not my vibe, not my tribe. Like, that's not, that's not my market. So she's doing her thing. But yeah, so that's, yes, the Shaun group, and the, like, just really sharing a crap ton of value in there and showing people the importance of like what you do in that group. And I mean, I've had probably 3 or 4 from this group too, Michaela, that are like, you know what, I think I'm all in. Like, I think I'm ready to do this, and just showing them the support and encouragement. And I don't know if you guys have other people checking in, like sharing stuff every day. Like, I did that little point system. So I have people sharing. I have a husband in there that's sharing like shirtless, sweaty selfies and stuff. And like, everybody's like, yeah, man, get it. And so, I mean, there's just a lot of excitement in there. And I think, I think we tend to get in kind of like in a funk sometimes with our challenge groups where like it's mundane and it's the same repetitive stuff over and over. And I think it's really good to shake it up. And I really like the idea that everybody in this group is doing the same exact workout. What I love about that is everybody's on the same page. Everybody has the same soreness. Everybody bitches about the same ab workout. Everybody, like, everybody gets it. And I almost want to take it back to, this is the program we're going to do for this challenge group. Because if you guys are like me and you have, even if you're just starting out, Tracy, I know you're new, and thanks for getting on this call, by the way. But if you, have challengers that have been in your groups for 6 months, 8 months, doing the same thing over and over, it's totally repetitive and it totally gets in a funk. And then you start to see like, the, what is the word? Morale go down, and, like, people aren't checking in. And then you feel like you're, pulling a wagon of a bunch of whiny teenagers along, trying to make everybody do the same thing. And you almost need a fresh start. So I love that this Shaun Week has totally revved it up. I have people in my regular challenge group that are doing Shaun Week that are posting about it. And I'm really excited for Shift Shop to come out next month, because that is going to be, if you guys haven't already thought about doing a Shift Shop group specifically for Shift Shop next month, you should do it. I have a woman in my current group who is about, I want to say has about 150 pounds to lose. And she is rocking the crap out of the Shaun Week, and she is doing it, and she's showing up, and she is motivating so many other people just for doing it. And so when people are like, I don't think I can do that, I don't know that yeah, you can. Like, let me tell you, like, even if you're doing a step touch you can do it. And that's what I tell people that I've talked to about this Shaun Week, that, you know, are like, I don't know if I can do Shaun Week. Like, it sounds really crazy. And I'm like, well, you could at least try and then say that you tried, you know? So yeah. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. But yeah, Michaela, I mean, that's awesome. The motivation, the people that are interested, the excitement, I can't say enough about it. So anybody else want to go on some victories from this last week? Sarah?
I woke up yesterday to a message from one of the girls that joined for free. And she was like, I did some late night shopping and I got Shakeology and I got a 3-day refresh and I got this and this and this. And I was like, whoop, what? Okay, great. So it was really cool to see that. I mean, it wasn't even a conversation that I even had a chance to have with her yet. So it was really fun to wake up to that message. And then I'm like, did she get the right thing? Like, I don't know. So
yeah,
I was excited to see that. It kind of the same thing. Like, a lot of people in the group are really loving the challenge group and Shaun Week especially. So that's fun to see.
Mm-hmm. And you guys all saw the hybrid calendar that Shaun came out with so I'm actually going to use that calendar for my 3-week group that starts on Monday, and I'm strictly doing on-demand stuff. So I'm going to have the calendar there in my pin post at the top of my challenge group and just say, this is the calendar I'm going to follow. If you want to follow this as well, like, I strongly recommend, you know, because we all know it. These programs work. If you follow the calendar, if you follow the meal plan, you're going to get results. They're not, you know, they are designed by, you know, personal professional trainers and things like that. So, so that's kind of my plan for this next group. But that's a cool message to get first thing in the morning. Like, I actually had the same one last night. I had a girl who, she signed up for the free trial and then messaged me earlier this week. And she was like, I just went ahead and did the whole all access thing. And I totally didn't sign up through the link you sent me. I just went in and did it on my own. So now I have a random coach. What do I do? And I'm like, I already sent you the link, you know, and it's so frustrating. And then last night she just messaged me because I told her, I said, you know, if you're already spending the $99 on the all access, why don't you try Shakeology for a month too? And so last night she messaged me and she said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to call them tomorrow and I'm going to switch my thing over to a challenge pack, because we talked about the containers and stuff. And I think that's the best thing you can do, is just those jabs throughout this week. You know, if you haven't done anything on Shakeology yet, do a post on Shakeology today, share a Shakeology video. There's a really good one from Shay Stanford. I think I have it in the Shakeology training on our team website. And then, like, this morning I talked about meal prep, and I talked about the portion containers and how important those portion containers are for meal prep, and how if you haven't bought your challenge pack yet, you get a free set of those with your challenge pack. You know, just little things like that you know, that will kind of drum up some attention. And then I did a big push for, like, when that calendar came out, and I said, who's ready to continue? Comment, you know, I'm in, so then you can be in the next group and I'll make sure that you have a spot. And I had about 16 people that are in. So I think just sharing those little things in there are really super helpful, and just continuing to provide that value. Melissa, I know, is busy. Tracy, do you want to say anything? Or I know you're like brand new, so yeah. Welcome.
Thanks. Well, I waited till the end of my first 30-day challenge group to sign up as a coach. So I kind of missed out on the opportunity of offering Shaun Week to my Facebook friends and everything. So I have been posting this week for my first week as a coach, and got a few nibbles and bites and people that I'm messaging, but nobody yet. But I wish I had signed up a little bit earlier so I could have offered that free week. So,
and you know what, you actually still probably could do your own little, you know, like you could do a post tomorrow and ask if you have anybody that wants to sign up for a free week, and then just do, use the Sarah, I don't know if you're using like the Shaun Week kind of thing from the back office, the group guide.
Yep. And we can do that. I mean, we can always just do another week and then add them to the challenge group.
Right.
After that.
Yeah, that might be good because I have 2 that are kind of iffy, and I think they could jump in if they got to test things out.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I've heard a lot of that from other coaches, is that they've had so many people that were so hesitant to join anything Beachbody because for whatever reason, and that have, just after a couple days, like, a wave of like realization has hit them, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. Like, these workouts aren't, like doing a Richard Simmons video in your basement. Like, this is like legit workouts, and like they're fun, and they're not like cheesy. And I mean, some of them.
I actually had a girl who messaged me yesterday, one of the ones that wants to sign, and we kind of talked back and forth for like a year, and she was like, thank you so much for not giving up on me and giving me a chance to actually see what this was all about for free. And I think that the sneak peek and getting to be in a challenge group for even just a week for free made her realize like really what this is all about. And I think that's a great feature that they have. And I've truly never taken advantage of the free trial ever. This is the first time in 2 years that I've done it. So it's kind of paid off.
Are they going to keep the 14 days, or are they going to go back to the 30?
It's going to be 14 for life now.
Okay. I like the 14.
I do too. I've never really known what to do with the free trial, because I usually, I'm trying to focus on signing people up with a challenge pack, getting them in a group, and then like they use that free trial, not really anymore because they have on demand. So, I talked a little bit about this last week, but continuing on with a free trial, like constantly, and like whenever you're having somebody that you're having a conversation with, and they're like, well, I can't really do 160. I can't really do 99. Like what, then you can still offer them a like free week or 2 weeks and let them check it out and then kind of follow up with them. So I think, as far as a free group goes next month, I think I'm going to offer a free challenge group. Like the first week of the month, I'm going to do a free challenge group. And anybody that wants to do it as a team, we can, or do your own, or we can kind of just use like, put some things together that we do in our first week of challenge groups and share those anyway. And then give people that feeling, that motivation, that support, and really just try to focus on the excitement. I think there's going to be another Shift Shop sneak peek like that first week of July as well. So that way they'll get a chance to try Shift Shop, and then the excitement about the program that actually comes out on, I think it comes out July 13th at Summit. And then like that Monday is when I'm going to launch my Shift Shop group. So just kind of drumming up excitement about being able to do it for free. And I know like, obviously this is a business, and like, if you watch that Carl video yesterday, you saw him talk about like getting paid, and how like some coaches have been really uncomfortable about the fact that you have to get paid, and you're asking somebody to pay you basically, but you're providing a service. Like people need to understand this is a business. Like I'm not doing this for free. Like we all have busy lives. We all have a ton of stuff going on, that we're not just sitting here trying to run all these free groups on Facebook and like not get paid for it. So I think, majority of people can understand that. And if you haven't watched that Carl video, go back and watch it, because he said a lot of really good stuff in there too about that specifically. And that's something that I've kind of evolved over the last year, probably year and a half, is instead of like shying away from talking about price, like putting it out there and being like, dude, you get all this stuff for this super cheap price. Like you get all these amazing things for such an incredible value. Like you have no idea how awesome this is. And wouldn't you looking back on it now, I bought the 21-day fixed challenge pack when I signed up because it was the cheapest at $140, and I didn't want to do Shakeology. And I look back now and I'm like, dude, $140? Are you kidding me? Like that was such an amazing investment. And now as a coach, like when you think I started this business and I make X amount of dollars every month, like that was such a good investment. And for people who are hesitant about investment, I always talk about the coaching opportunity too. I always at least bring that up and say, if you're so hesitant to invest, like you can easily make that investment back if you have 3 friends sign up with you this month. Like you don't have to sell anything to anybody. You don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to knock down anybody's door. You don't have to, be pushy at all. Like you have 3 friends who want to work out and get in better shape. I know we all know 3 people. Like I know we all know 3 people. So I just tell people that too, and kind of put the ball in their court. Like, listen, like you want to do this, what's holding you back? So, Melissa, I know you're like putting food in your mouth, but do you have anything you want to share from this last week?
As she takes a bite.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hi, sorry, I was getting breakfast ready. So I wrote down a list of, I'm just going to show it to you because it's so awesome. I started writing down my list of all these people that I wanted to talk to, right? And so my goal was all these people to talk to them this month, and I'm already done with it.
Yeah.
So I've got people that are like, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's getting easier, and I'm getting better at it, which I think is, I guess I just thought I would just like know how to, like I'm just supposed to know how to do it. And then as I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, I'm learning every single time I talk to somebody what I'm doing wrong. So I'm really excited I need to make a new list now because my list is gone. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I still learn. Like I still have conversations that I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like I'm still, and that's normal. And that's, like some people are super easy to talk to and they're like, oh, cool. Like, tell me how much it costs. And that's great. And I love it. And, like where you're like, oh, like I'm going to send them the cost and then they're going to never talk to me again. Like some people are like, that's super cheap, like it kind of totally depends on the person. And it kind of just depends on, like the situation. And I like to throw in, a lot of compliments and stuff if I'm having a difficult conversation with somebody, because I feel like that can kind of lift their mood and kind of enhance your opportunity in conversation, as cheesy as that sounds, but like everybody loves to be complimented and everybody loves to like hear something nice about themselves, and people love to talk about themselves too. And the more opportunity you can give somebody to share about themselves, then, I feel like that conversation kind of goes in an upward direction. But yeah, it's totally individualized. And I do have kind of like common response type stuff, husband. And I try to kind of keep those similar, like some of the core things that you say when they're like, well, what's on demand all about? Like, what do I get? Like obviously that stuff is kind of the same. And the intro kind of stuff is similar, but yeah, like just, so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about a list and keeping a list. And, I think we all know like how important that is to have a list of people to work from, because if you just sit down at your computer and you're like, okay, who am I going to message? And then you go to Facebook and then you start scrolling and then you're like, and then you literally sit and scroll and then you're like 15 minutes has gone by and you're like, I haven't done anything. I haven't sent any messages. And like, I'm no better off when I started. So at the beginning of the month, I try to go through my previous month of people that said no and put them on my June potentials list. And then I have, people that as I continue to post on Facebook, people that like anytime I mention anything about fitness, I write them down on my list and of people to message. Anytime I mention anything about coaching, I write them down on my list and I talk to them about coaching, whether it's like, thanks so much for the support. It means so much to have other moms supporting other moms, especially like when, we're on a business venture or something like that. I appreciate it. Do you also stay home with your kids? Do you also work from home? Do you also, are you also XYZ? And kind of just throw in those little conversations. So I've tried multiple tracking things. I need somebody to come to my house and show me how to track my business and make me do it and be like, this is what you're using. This is what you're paying for. This is what you're doing. This is what you get. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm the most indecisive person when it comes to trying to figure out how to track my business. I have notebooks, I have pen and paper, I have a planner, I have a binder. Like I've tried everything and nothing has stuck. And I've tried Teamsy and I did a free trial and I imported all my contacts and I did all this stuff. And I spent, an hour and a half trying to figure out how to work it. And then I was so burnt out that I didn't even use 27 days of my 30-day free trial. Like I was like, I'm done with this. And I don't want to pay $29 a month. And then I started doing Google Streak, and apparently that's what everybody uses right now. And it's so great. And it's through your Google account and it's super easy. And I set it up a while ago and I've never used it because I don't really know how to use it. And I need somebody to teach me how to use it. And I just haven't taken the time to learn. And I'm like, I'm so burnt out. And I talked to Deidre specifically about this the other day, about tracking your business. And she's like, why are you not using Google Streak? It's so easy. And Melanie Mitra the other day on a call was like, why are you guys not using Google Streak? It's so easy. And I'm like, it's not for me. I don't know. For me, it doesn't work. So I encourage you to find some kind of a tracking system that works to keep track of your business. Right now, I'm trying to figure that out, but I want to share my screen and show you guys what I just started doing this week. And don't even look at my desktop because it's a total hot mess. I don't even embarrass for that right now. I need organization in my life. So I just started using, this is like Microsoft Excel. And it's through, I have a Mac, so it's like Google Spreadsheets. So this constantly updates for you as soon as you type, if you type a period in there, it's updated and it's changed and saved in your Google Drive. So I literally just started doing this week. Like you can see, well, I put June 4th in there, but just June 14th and June 16th. And so I created some columns: name, date, contacted, interest, contact, message, pitched, follow-up, date enrolled, thank you sent. Because whenever I sign somebody up, I send them a thank you card. And if you guys aren't doing that, I really suggest doing that, because how cool is it to get a piece of mail, that's not like a bill, and a little thank you card. And I throw a packet of Energize in there. And I just say, like, if you need to pick me up, this is great. Or if you're, need help getting out of bed in the morning for your workout, like drink a little bit of this. It's like magic powder. So I just started doing this week. I like the idea of it. And then I'm going to do another one for July, and I'm going to call it July Potentials. And this is what I'm doing. It's free. It's for me. I made these columns because this is what my brain is trying to do with a notebook and a piece of paper. And I'm like, maybe I should have this somewhere else so I can see it. And then once they've signed up, I'm going to just remove them from this list. So that way they're gone. Like once they've enrolled, they're gone. So then when I have them to continue to follow up with, like I can go back and I can say, okay, like, did I follow up with so-and-so? So just a suggestion, you don't have to do this by any means, but I just wanted to share because this is something that I had to put in place because I'm just frazzled and I needed to do something. So anyway, Google Spreadsheets, and it's through like Google Docs, and it's just like Microsoft Excel. It's super easy and it just constantly updates for you. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Michaela.
Yeah. Actually, to add to that, there's a Google Sheets app on your phone too. I for iPhone, they have it too. But so if you're like on your phone and doing something somewhere, or you're at a mom's group, whatever, you can actually go into that, type in a name, and it'll upload it to your computer or like wherever you have it saved. So that's kind of a convenient thing too. I don't know if you've taken advantage of that, but.
Yeah. And that's like, I have a lot of my Google Docs that I save for my challenge groups and stuff like that, challenge group scripts and whatever, that I use for my phone all the time. Like if we're traveling, I'm out of town, I don't even need to worry about bringing my computer because I just pull all that up from my phone. So I love Google Drive. If you don't use Google Drive, do it, start using it. It's super easy. And then apparently this Google Streak thing syncs to all of that and makes everything really easy, but I don't know. I need to find a good tutorial because the one that I did,
I played around with it. It's not too terrible, but I feel like it's just another layer to like, I'm not organized enough for it yet, but it does seem like it could be good.
Yeah. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll keep you guys updated. I wanted to touch on the UK thing real quick. Let me just go back to, because I had some notes. I want to make sure I covered everything. Okay, Shaun Week. So, you know, definitely if you haven't shared the calendar, if you haven't invited to your challenge group, I would recommend doing that today or tomorrow. If you have people that, like, I have a girl who lost 5 pounds already. She messaged me yesterday and she's like, I lost 5 pounds. I'm so excited, you know? So like start taking inventory of those little victories so you can share them in a post on Sunday, you know, promote it for your challenge group. Use, you know, if you're blogging or if you're doing anything like that, collecting those victories from your challengers. So that way you have stories to tell people. When you have testimonials, you have, you know, not that we need anything to back us up, but whenever somebody's like, oh, I'm not really sure about this, you're like, listen, dude, my girl just lost 5 pounds in this first 4 days. Like, it's amazing. And, you know, so you have those little things to share with people. Another thing
Jason wants me to show you guys this. He keeps telling me, show him this. Okay, I showed him now. He's like holding my hand. He's like, just show him. And I go, you show him. He goes, no, you show him. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, he's wearing a tie. That's so cute.
It was a phase.
Oh, fun. So yeah, so taking those testimonials, being able to share those, and then a lot of times, like if I know I want to talk about Shakeology and I know I want to share some victories from challengers, I'll do a post in my challenge group and be like, hey, what is something you've noticed since you started drinking Shakeology? And, you know, 10 people will list something. And then I'll take those 10 things and I'll copy them and put them into my post. And I'll be like, see, I'm not the only one who likes Shakeology, you know, like, and just use it as a post. And same thing with like challenger victories, like share a victory that you've had this past week and then use one of those victories in a public post or something. And that just kind of helps give people that are on the fence a little bit of insight into like what's going on in your group and how is this the real deal? Is this really working? So I think that's all I wanted to say about Shaun Week stuff and moving forward. I do want to touch on UK because it's coming up quick. UK is launching this fall, and if you know, so when Beachbody coaching came out in the United States, I think this is the 10-year anniversary. It used to just be message boards. Like if you go into the Team Beachbody page, you can see all those little message boards and you can see conversations that people have had. And what happened was Carl got this great idea to, you know, go into these message boards and find these people on these message boards who were continually answering people's questions, helping other people. You know, people were asking questions about like insanity and meal planning. And then there were, you know, this group of 50 people, these regulars that were in there checking in with people and sharing things like that. And some were already running private challenge groups. And Carl thought, why don't we make this a thing? Like, why don't we make coaching a thing? And invited all these people, you know, to this like town hall forum where they talked about coaching and nobody had any clue how it was going to work or what they were going to do. And they were founding coaches. And if you guys were at Super Saturday or heard Charlene come speak at our Super Saturday a while ago, she was a founding coach, and she's, you know, since in the Millionaires Club, and had just shared some really amazing stuff about how coaching came about and how getting in at the ground floor, like not knowing what to do, not knowing how to get it started, just has been an amazing journey for her. So I think about that, and I think about like, gosh, all these coaches that started at day one, and now there's, you know, 400,000 coaches that have all since signed up, you know, and have these founding coaches kind of as an upline. And, you know, you can imagine the kind of volume that these founding coaches are inheriting from being a coach on day one. And so I think about that with UK, and I think, okay, there are going to be, this is like starting at square one. Like they have their entire country to help. Like where, you know, there's coaches currently that are like, oh, the market's saturated. Oh, there's so many Beachbody coaches, blah, blah, blah. Not true. But to go into the UK where I don't even know their population. Does anybody know off the top of your head? Like, is it hundreds of millions of people? I can't even imagine. But it's like starting from scratch. And once coaching launches, you can imagine like finding these people from the UK that are interested in fitness, that are excited about working out, that are moms on Instagram sharing pictures of themselves doing workouts. Like these are the kind of people that we need to start talking to and or appealing to. So I just want to share this little victory from my past week. I thought that I would, you know, when you're in the UK or Australia, you use mum instead of mom. So I was like, cool, I'm going to start using the hashtag fit mum instead of fit mom and just see. I shit you not, guys. I had a girl from the UK, a single mom of 2 girls, message me yesterday. And she's like, I saw your post. Tell me what I need to do. How do I get started? Hire me. Like, I want to do this. I want to be a coach. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, really? Is that all I have to do is just like start? And I started searching fit moms hashtags and I started looking for people. And I'm like, I spent 20 minutes, that's it, looking for people from the UK that are doing workouts, that are moms. And I just started sending them friend requests on Instagram. And that's all I did. I added like 25 people yesterday and I'm keeping a list and I'm going to start liking their posts and I'm going to start. So I started that UK page. I don't know if you guys saw me add you to it, but I started a Destination Fit, like UK Beachbody page. And it's very overwhelming to think of like, I can't even manage my business in America. How am I going to manage a business in the, like internationally too? But it's such an incredible opportunity because there are going to be so many people to reach through, and not just to sign up as coaches, but like once we go international, then that opens up our market to an entire new bunch of people. So Facebook, how do you target people from the UK on Facebook? You just start joining groups. Like I know there's other Beachbody coaches that are joining like international health and fitness type groups and just looking for people. And that's all you have to do. Start sending friend requests. So if that's something that you have thought about and or are considering, then, you know, that's a great way to start, kind of a good ground floor, you know, and just talking about it and even doing a post and putting yourself out there and saying like, do I have any friends in the UK? Do I know anybody that has any friends in the UK that would benefit, like that, you know, would benefit from global access to unlimited workouts, you know, little things like that. Just because you never know where it's going to take you. Like I look at the opportunity and I'm like, if I could find 10 like women who are driven and like want to build a business, like there's your 10-star diamond right there, you know, like, I mean, that's, you think about it and you're like, wow, there's really an amazing opportunity here. So I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. I know it's like a lot of kind of, how do I even fathom how this is going to work? And I have no idea. Like this girl messaged me yesterday. We've been messaging back and forth and she's like, okay. And she sent me a list of 10 things she needs to know. How do I earn commission? How do I find people? How do I sign people up? How do I start a business? Am I an employee? Do I have to do training? You know, like all this stuff that I'm like, I don't know what's, oh my God, you know, I'm freaking out, but I'm like, nope, actually we got this. And everybody has all had to learn how to be a coach. But ultimately it comes down to, do you have the ability and the desire to help other people with their fitness journey? Yes. Okay. You can be a coach. Like, are you teachable? Are you coachable? Do you have the ability to, you know, devote maybe 30 minutes to an hour each day to learning a little bit about how to build a business? Do you know 10 people that you could talk to right now about health and fitness? You know, little things like that you can have conversations with people. And that doesn't go for international coaches too. I mean, that goes for any new coach that you sign up, but just the ability to have a conversation with them and say, listen, like, I don't know all the things, but I'm going to help you figure it out. And we're going to do this together. And no matter what, like, it's going to be amazing. So, I think about those founding coaches that started on day one and they literally had no idea. Like they met on MySpace. Like Carl Deichler found them on MySpace. So if you can imagine like how Facebook wasn't even like a real thing, you know, like people didn't really use it. It was like college stuff. And now everybody builds a business on Facebook. So I just wanted to share that. If you guys have questions about the UK stuff, if you go into the FAQs, you can type in UK and there's a ton of stuff in the Coach Online office. There's a ton of stuff like in the Coach Breaking News part on the UK. I'm trying to just move that stuff into that UK page. So if you have one person, if you have 100 people, like I'm just going to try to start filling that page with valuable information, live videos, just talking about coaching and what being a coach is all about. And it would be really cool to add some amazing UK women to our team, I think. And, you know, like I know Melanie Metro is planning on traveling to like London this fall once the UK thing launches. And I'm like, that would be really amazing to take a trip and then like a business trip and be able to write it off. Oh yeah, no, I'm just going to London because that's where my business is growing right now. So just a little something to think about. I would not say spend, hours each day trying to do anything for that. Like I spent 20 minutes yesterday and that's the most time I've spent on it since we've talked about a UK launch. So I'm going to try to do an hour each week. I know where my business is at right now, and that's the time that I'm going to devote to that. So, if you have an extra 5 or 10 minutes and it's something that you're interested in trying to figure out, by all means. But I just wanted to share. So I have that page open for our team. If you want to be added to it, you can let me know. If you want to share anything, if there's, whatever. So yeah, that's all I got.
Hey, Ashley, do you have a few minutes I can call you after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions and or anything else you want to chat about this morning? No? Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Father's Day weekend and enjoy yourselves. And Shaun Week challenge group stuff, just keep it rolling. Any questions about that stuff, post them in the page and we'll figure it out. So thanks for getting on, ladies. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.